With Game Boy Advance games coming out on the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack, is it now worth it? Short answer, probably not. You can always just emulate the games on a computer if you have the means to. But if you don't, is it worth it then? Let's find out.
This is where I put
YouTube intro.
if I had one.
What's up, everybody? My name is Joseph Life, and today we're talking about the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack. And like I said, if you can emulate it, then it most likely isn't worth it. However, I do think that there are a lot of reasons why it can be worth it. Spending the $50, buy it, especially if you're on a membership where it's split between 8 different accounts, so it might not be the full $50. But I think there's like some reasons, such as there's like, as of right now, there are over 60 games you can play. Obviously, they're not all the best type of games, but I think there's a good chunk of games you can play. You have access to N64 games, EVA games, Sega Genesis games. You have access to the DLC for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Octo expansion from Splatoon 2, which I did look up. Those 3 DLC, if you bought the 3 DLC for those 3 games separately, then that's about $70. But at the same time, kind of like a little bit cheap. I wouldn't have, even though it's $70 to buy them, the value isn't really $70 because like you're not really playing Splatoon 2 anymore because Splatoon 3 is right there. But yeah. But yeah, you can play those over 60 games. Yeah, you can play them online with friends, or majority of them. I don't think all of them. Some of them, obviously, like Super Mario 64 is not multiplayer. But there's a good chunk that you can play online with friends, like Mario Party 2, Mario Party 1, Mario Kart 64. There's like a bunch of games. You can play on the go. You can't play on the go if you have an emulator. Like I guess if you have a Steam Deck, you could. That requires buying a whole new thing. Like, you can't play Paper Mario on the go emulator unless you have like a good phone. I assume. I've never emulated on a phone before, but I think the screen's way too small to justify doing that. But you know, you can play on the go. I think that's a good reason to justify buying the Nintendo Switch online expansion pack. Also, for everything, for every system, every like game except for the N64, you can rewind. Like, if I die while playing Super Mario Bros. 3, then, or Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3 on the Game Boy Advance, I can rewind. Or I've been playing Kudodin, or however you say it. Sometimes when I die, I just rewind it like 10 seconds and try again because I don't want to replay the whole level. A couple reasons why I like the expansion pack. I like playing games on my TV. I don't know. I grew up playing games on my TV and on the handhelds, so I like playing games on the TV. My laptop that I use, I don't have like an actual desktop computer. I just own a laptop. My laptop isn't the best. Sometimes it stutters. I'm in like a VC. I like want to like stream a game with my friends or something. My emulator like starts stuttering, which isn't really the best. And also, from my limited experience, like when I used to try to play like Paper Mario on Project 64, I don't like the game would like bug out a little bit. I didn't like that the game would bug out. It just didn't feel good. I'm walking and the screen like keeps flashing and like stuff keeps disappearing. Like some textures just aren't there. I don't know. I didn't like that. So I like that I can play those games now on my Switch without having to worry about any of that. I haven't ran into any experiences like that. I know when the N64 just came out on the Switch, I heard there were some issues, but I never ran into them personally. I can't say for sure if. I mean, I'm assuming they are true, but I've never ran into them from experience, so I'm assuming they're like really rare. But I think That's a huge experience. The bugginess kind of like messes it up to me. Saying, yeah. There's also a lot of good games coming out soon. Like we already have some really good games on there already. Like as I said, Mario Party 2, Mario Party 1, Mario 64, Mario Kart 64. I think there's the Legend of Zelda games. I haven't played those, but they're on my list to play. So I think those will be fun games to play when I get to it. They just put the Minish cap on the Game Boy Advance. I like the Super Mario Bros. Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3 because Luigi has like the higher jump. I don't know. I like Mario and Luigi feeling different, and there's like the E-card levels, whatever they're called, like 60 or 40. There's like a whole bunch of levels from that. Like hard to play unless you own those things for your Game Boy Advance way back when. It was like kind of like a whole new game on top of that. So that's pretty cool. You got other games on the other things, like on the Sega Genesis you have Sonic the Hedgehog 2, yeah, Phantasy Star 4, which I haven't got into, but when I was younger I played a little bit of it and I liked it a lot, so I do want to sit down one day and beat that game. Because from what I remember, that game was fun. I don't know if you like fighting games. I personally, if you see the gameplay, I played Virtua Fighter 4 or Virtua Fighter 2 a little bit, and I'm personally not good at it at all. But I know some people like games like that, so they got a lot of good games on all the things. The Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC tracks. There's 3 waves, with the 4th wave coming out in March or April, I think. And they most of the stages that they've added are pretty good to me. So I think that's pretty cool. They're adding Birdo soon. New Yoshi's Island stage looks fun, so I'm excited for that. Obviously, there's the Splatoon 2 Octo Expansion Pack, which I've heard is really, really good. The best story experience before Splatoon 3 came out, but I think Octo Expansion is still up there. And I never played Animal Crossing, so I can't judge how the DLC is, but I'm sure it's probably good. All that stuff coming with the expansion pack is pretty good. You got new games coming out for the N64 and for the GBA. Like we already know games like Mario Party 3, Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, and we got the Fire Emblem. Like those 5 games right there are coming out sooner rather than later on those N64 and GBA, which I'm excited for because I love Mario Party 3. They have like the side mode, like 1v1, like an RPG type of thing. I like that mode. I can't wait to play that with a friend. Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2 are fun games. I like the mini games. I don't know if I'm gonna really play like the main battling part because I don't know. There's the random Pokemon, but they're not that good. I don't know. That could be a challenge in itself. I am the most excited for Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. I've played that game a couple times on emulators before in the past, but now that it's coming out Switch, I can play that online multiplayer. Like the game came out on the GBA, but like you can play with 3 other friends on that game, and that's like how the game was intentionally made. Like they want you to play that game with 3 other friends as like a 4-player experience. I want to experience that with like at least 1 or 2 other friends. I can't wait to play that. And then there's Fire Emblem. I've been getting to Fire Emblem. I need to try the older games more. I like 3 Houses. I like Engage. I like The Awakening. Those games are cool. I should play some of the older games. I think Fire Emblem will be a good start to play. I think that's the one with Lyn. Not sure. It's called Fire Emblem, but I know it's not the first Fire Emblem. I think it's the first Fire Emblem that was made and that was like released in America, but it's not like the actual first one in the series. Yeah. I think there's a good amount of games coming out soon that's been announced that I want to play. So I'm excited to play those when those come out. We also have some games that haven't been announced that I really do hope come out. That I think will be really fun. The N64 side, I hope that they release Smash 64, obviously, just because I think that would be fun to go back and play with friends. Donkey Kong 64 is a classic. I really hope they put that game on there. They just released 007 like a month ago, even that. But I like Perfect Dark more than 007. So I really hope they put that on the N64. And I know this is like a sleeper, but growing up, I like to play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I think it was 2. I used to play the second one a lot. I know it's like a lot of first party stuff, but you know, maybe they could put that on there. I think that'd be really fun if they did. I love Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. But yeah, those are some N64 games I think they could add. Some GBA games I think they could add is Super Mario Advance 2, Super Mario World. They added Super Mario Bros. 3. But I grew up, my GBA, I used to play Super Mario World there a lot, and I like that because Luigi is also like he has like he feels different than Mario, which I think is good. I like the way Luigi looks in that game more than I like the SNES version. I don't know, it's just, I don't know. I also like I think on the SNES version, if you get hit and you're like in like Fire Mario or Cape Mario, you like go straight to Small Mario. But in the GBA versions, you like go to Big Mario. It's more modern basically. It's the more modern system which I like and I'm used to, so I like that version better. I hope they put Pokemon Emerald on the GBA. I know it's kind of a stretch. I mean, but you never know. Like, Nintendo is like, I mean, Pokemon's like second party technically, I'm gonna call it that. But you know, Pokemon Emerald's like the best Pokemon. Pokemon Emerald will probably be my favorite Pokemon game if it had a physical special split, but it doesn't. So I would just say it's the best classic Pokemon game, like GB, Game Boy, and Game Boy Advance era. Pokemon Emerald's like the best by far, in my opinion. I hope they put that on there eventually. Sonic Battle, I think is like a super. I think Sonic Battle is like super sick. I would love for them to play the game. Sonic Battle would be such a cool game. I don't want to ramble too much, but yeah, I would like to play that game with friends. Sonic Advance 3 is another game I hope they add. That game is fun. That was one of the first Sonic games I played. I would like to play that again. And then the final game is that I would like to see a lot that hasn't been announced is Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland. I like the Kirby Game Boy games, and I would like to play that game again. Yeah, I just named 5 from the N64 and 5 from the GBA. I don't really play. I didn't grow up with the Sega Genesis, so I can't like name any games. But I think Sonic 3 Knuckles was on that game. Was on that console. If it was, then I can add that there. You know, I'm just gonna. I can keep going on. I can name a lot more games I would like to see. I think that's good right now. There. I think the Nintendo Switch expansion pack could like become even better, to be honest. Right now we just got the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, but like in like a year or two, assuming, which I hope they do it, like I hope if they make a new Switch or something, that this stuff gets carried over. Which I think it will. I trust Nintendo, even though I probably shouldn't. I trust Nintendo to think that like the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack and the NES, SNES, all the stuff that's been added basically. I trust that that'll come out on a new Switch if they ever make a new Switch. But I think that they could add in the future, maybe like a year or two, they could add like a GameCube variation in a DS in like a DS variation. I think they'll both be on the expansion pack part rather than like I think the 20 a year the Switch Online, I don't think it's gonna have. I think it's just gonna have NES, SNES, and Game Boy. I don't think they're gonna add anything else. So anything that they do add in the future, like DS or GameCube, I think it'll be for the expansion pack. And I think it's doable. Like I think it's kind of hard to say for sure. Since now we're in not for DS but for GameCube, Wii, and Wii U. Like those are games that can remaster, as we see with Metroid Prime, Xenoblade 1. Every Wii U game that came out that's been a deluxe version on the Switch. Like those are like remastered things now. But I think we could get a DS one because the DS is like gone basically. Like the 3DS eShop closes in like a month or two, I think. So like, they could add DS stuff soon, and there's a huge library for DS games that I could see them add. That's really cool. GameCube. I think GameCube is also possible just because GameCube came out in like 2001, I think. 2000. GameCube's like 20 years old. I know they could like. I mean, like we've seen that they can emulate it because we had the Mario thing with 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy. So like GameCube and the Wii is possible. It's just I think it's rare, but I think they could add it. I think DS and GameCube especially, both of those, that handheld and that console, I can see games being added in like 2025, maybe like late 2024. I don't know. I just think it's possible. That's something to look out for. I hope if that's the case, I hope we get games like Bowser's Inside Story, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. I'm sure a lot of people want Melee. I would want Kirby's Air Ride. I've never played that game before. I hear good things about it. But yeah, there's plenty of games that we added. Monkey Ball, I love Monkey Ball. Yeah, Monkey Ball. Even though Banana Mania is basically just the old Monkey Ball, I would still like to play the old Monkey Balls. You know, stuff like that. You know, there's a lot of stuff that can be added. Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. You know, stuff like that. So I would hope that this isn't the end. Like it could be the end, but I hope it's not the end. And even if it is, I think there's plenty of games they can add from the stuff that we have. Just from N64 and Game Boy Advance alone, I think there's plenty of stuff that can be added. I don't really have too much left to say. Kinda explained why I liked it in the beginning. I think it's worth it if you can't emulate it, or if you agree with any of the points I said, like the ability to rewind stuff. I mean, I guess you can save state and reload like that. Rewinding is a cool feature. The SNES isn't like a part of the expansion pack, but like Earthbound, for example, Earthbound's way better if you have the ability to rewind it. And I'm sure there's like some games I can't think of that are like better if you could just rewind it. Yeah, playing games on the go, emulators can't do that unless you have a really good phone. Having the DLC for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I think it's worth it. Yeah, I think buying the expansion pack is worth it if you play your Switch a lot and you don't mind dropping the $50 or however much it is to play to like however much you like do like a family membership, because you know that's also a thing. Yeah, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it if you can't emulate it. Personally, I can emulate some of the stuff, but I just like playing on my TV more. That's why I like the expansion pack, because I can play the games on my TV. I think it's more fun, but that's just my opinion. I get to play the games on my TV, and also I can play from my bed laying down, or I don't have to sit up at my desk to play the games. I can just play it anywhere on the go. I don't know. I think there's reasons. I understand people saying that it's not worth it. It's a bad price. Like I completely understand it. I see your reasoning, and I agree with some of the points. I personally, I think it's worth it to play. That's all I have. I've never really done a discussion video before. Like the discussion video. Let me know that I do more. I got a lot of stuff I could talk about. If you ever want to see like my opinion on something, I'm down to do a discussion video on the matter. Just let me know in the comments. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Support is greatly appreciated. And I think that's it. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.